Welcome everyone to the location and fight guide for Dracula the Immortal King. The boss can be found in Dracula's castle, as shown on the map with the blue marking. For this boss fight I used the Honor's Legacy, Soul Shard of Celeris, Phantom's Veil, the Grim Knight Chestguard, and Dracula's Grim Leggings, Boots and Gloves. These are the abilities and gem stats that I personally think are the best for this build. Blood Rage. This ability allows you to gain more movement speed and attack speed, which is perfect for a sword build. It will also apply Leech on nearby enemies. For the Blood Rage gem, I would recommend trying to prioritize the stats from 1 to 7, with the main aim on the first 3 stats. Having a shield will keep you alive longer when making a mistake. Having extra physical power will improve your weapon damage. And extra movement speed allows you to avoid more abilities. Power Surge. This ability allows you to gain more movement speed and attack speed. And once activated, you will also put Ignite on your enemies when damaging them with your weapon. For the Power Surge gem, I would recommend trying to prioritize the stats from 1 to 8, with the main aim on the first 3 stats. Having a shield will keep you alive longer when making a mistake. Having extra physical power will improve your weapon damage. And extra attack speed improves the damage per second. Veil of Chaos. This dash ability allows you to dash 2 times, which allows you to dash far away. Besides the dash, you will also heal yourself for 5% of your maximum health and inflict Ignite when striking an enemy with your weapon within 3 seconds of using this ability. When dashing, you will also leave behind an illusion that will distract the enemy for 2.2 seconds. After this time, the illusion will explode, dealing 50% magic damage and inflict Ignite. For the Veil of Chaos gem, I would recommend trying to prioritize the stats from 1 to 6, with the main aim on the first 3 stats. Increasing the damage of your next primary attack within 3 seconds of using this ability allows you to have a slightly higher damage output. For extra healing and damage output, it's also good to have the second stat on this list, which allows you to engulf your enemies in agonizing flames when hitting a target that is affected by Ignite, increasing the damage dot and also healing you based on your spell power 5 times within 3 seconds of activating Veil of Chaos. It is also really useful to increase the duration of your illusion. This will give you a little breathing room in case you need to use a healing potion. Because I want to show all the abilities from this boss and the damage they deal as much as I can, I had to record phase 1 and phase 2 separate. In phase 1 I used the Crimson Beam ability. Channel a beam of energy for 3 seconds that deals 250% magic damage and inflict leech to enemies hit. You can also heal your allies with it for 200% of your spell power per second. Each enemy hit will also heal you for 75% of your spell power. And for phase 2 and also the full boss kill, I used the Fallen Angel ultimate ability. Summon a Fallen Angel to fight for you for 15 seconds. Attacks performed by this Fallen Angel will inflict Condemn to your enemies, increasing the damage they take by 15% for 5 seconds. Also, if you kill the enemy affected by Condemn during these 5 seconds, you will also summon an Unholy Warrior to fight by your side. If you'd like to see the full fight where I killed Dracula without commentary, there will be a link in the description below. This is a really hard hitting boss. I would recommend bringing a few Blood Rose potions just in case if you need some extra healing. Keep in mind however that when you take damage, the potion will be cancelled. Also, since this is the current final boss of the game, I would recommend bringing a 100% blood type. In this video I used the 100% brute buff. I would also recommend using a Vampiric Brew, which will increase your spell leech by 10% and your blood efficiency by 5%. Also consider using a Potion of Rage and Witch Potion to increase your physical and spell power by 6. In order to access Dracula's castle, you will need to use a blood key. Once faced inside the castle, you will then need to walk towards the end of the entrance hallway and interact with the Shadow Realm portal. You will then be faced into a new realm where you will be able to combat Dracula.
trace my bloodline in the air. A rare treat in a challenger.
This boss has 2 phases and 15 main key points. The boss will launch blood slices across the room with his blade. When hit, each slice will deal a large amount of damage and knock you back. Try to sidestep or use your dash ability to avoid this damage. The boss will also teleport away from you, followed by swinging 2 blood blades towards you. When hit, each blade will deal a large amount of damage. But keep in mind that when you are hit by both blades, this could lead to an extreme amount of damage. Try to walk away or use one of the pillars to block these blades to avoid this damage. When you are far away from the boss will turn into a wolf and will run towards you, followed by swinging his blade around him. When hit by the swing, you will receive a very large amount of damage and get knocked back. Try to use your dash ability to avoid this damage. When the boss is at range, the boss will sometimes also use his dash ability to get closer to you, followed by slamming or stabbing his blade. When hit by a slam, you will receive a large amount of damage. When hit by the stab, you will receive a very large amount of damage. Try to sidestep this ability. The boss will also try to stab you multiple times. When hit, each stab will deal a large amount of damage. Try to sidestep or use your dash ability to avoid this damage. When the boss summons a blood circle in front of him, followed by slamming his blade in it, the circle will explode, launching 7 blood projectiles across the room. When hit by the slam, you will receive a large amount of damage. When hit by a blood projectile, you will also receive a large amount of damage. Try to spot this ability and move behind the boss to avoid this damage. The boss will also summon bats during this fight. These bats will show a line in front of them where they will be launching towards. When hit by a bat, you will receive a decent amount of damage. Try to keep moving and try to predict where these bats will fly towards and sidestep these bats. The boss will also summon a blood ring around him that will move towards the boss. Once this ring reaches the boss will create an explosion around him. The boss will also fire a lot of blood projectiles during this that will fly outwards in a circular path. When hit by the blood ring, you will receive a small amount of damage and get trapped in a blood warp that will move towards the boss and get stunned for 2 seconds when landing. When hit by the explosion, you will receive an extreme amount of damage. And when hit by a blood projectile, each projectile will deal a decent amount of damage. Try to use your dash ability to get through this blood ring. If your dash ability is not up yet, it's better to get hit by a blood projectile than get hit by the blood ring. So if you need a little bit more time to get your dash ability off cooldown, don't panic and try to stay inside of this blood ring until you can use it again. Also, try to sidestep as many blood projectiles as you can. The boss also has another bat ability. This time the boss will vanish and your screen will get a little darker around the edges. There will also be more bats this time. Just like the other ability, when hit, each bat will deal a decent amount of damage. Try to keep moving and try to predict where these bats will move towards and sidestep these bats. And when the boss reappears, the boss will summon a blood circle on the ground. When hit by this circle, you will be picked up by the boss and get your blood drained by 33% and also receive a decent amount of damage. The boss will then knock you back and stun you for about 1 second upon landing. Try to save your dash ability and use it right away when the boss reappears to avoid this damage. When the boss teleports to the middle of the room and starts hovering in the air, phase 2 will start. Some of the abilities are the same as in phase 1, however, he may perform more of them at once. The boss will create a line in front of him, followed by striking his sword into that direction. When inside of this line when it goes off, you will receive an extreme amount of damage. Try to sidestep this. The boss will also summon blood crystals throughout phase 2. These crystals will have a blood circle around them. When hit by the blood circle, you will receive a decent amount of damage every second and also get slowed while inside of this blood circle. The best way to take care of these crystals is to use your dash ability to move inside to avoid getting hit by the blood circle, followed by attacking these crystals right away while the boss is fixated on your dash ability Illusion. If you do not take care of these crystals, you will get overrun throughout the fight, and this could easily lead to your death. Just like in phase 1, the boss will also summon a blood circle in front of him and slamming his sword inside of it, followed by 7 blood projectiles that will fly outwards. However, this time, when these projectiles reach their maximum distance, they will create large blood puddles that will explode after a few seconds. When inside of these puddles, when they explode, you will receive a large amount of damage. Try to walk out of these puddles. The boss will also release his sword into the air, followed by a lot of swords raining down. When hit, each sword will deal a large amount of damage. Try to keep moving during this to avoid this damage. The boss will also summon a line of blood projectiles that he will launch at the same time. When hit, each projectile will deal a large amount of damage. Try to sidestep or use your dash ability to avoid this line. However, if you can't, try to only get hit by 1 projectile. When the boss teleports to the middle of the room with a very large circle around the boss is about to release a lot of small blood projectiles that will move towards your direction. The boss will also be splitting the room into 4 slices as he will be blocking them off with blood fire. When hit, each projectile will deal a decent amount of damage. Try to keep moving and try to avoid as many projectiles as you can. When you walk through the blood fire, you will receive a large amount of damage every half a second and also get slowed. Try to avoid moving through this fire or use your dash ability.
More bones to adorn my halls. I am the ghost of your fears. The ground weeps sanguine tears. No! Impossible! Defeated by my own power. There could be no other way. I feel stronger.
After killing this boss, the boss will drop the soul shard of Dracula. This soul shard can be placed in your jewelry slot, giving you 31.9 extra spell power, 25% blood type efficiency, 25% increased damage to vampires, and replacing your current ultimate ability with the Bloodstorm ultimate ability. If you want to repair a soul shard, you will need to recharge it by killing a primal blood soul during the Rift Incursion events. However, in PvP, if a soul shard runs out of durability, it will be destroyed. Also on PvP servers, only one soul shard of each kind can be active at once. You can now also place the Pedestal of Dracula. In this pedestal, you will be able to store the soul shard of Dracula, as you cannot place this soul shard in any other storage boxes. And now a quick preview of the Bloodstorm ultimate ability. Once activated, you will become invulnerable and channel a Bloodstorm, launching up to 25 homing blood bolts towards nearby enemies over 3 seconds. Each bolt deals 100% magic damage and inflicts leech. Once the channel is finished, you will release a powerful Nova, dealing 300 magic damage and pushing nearby enemies away from you.
Mystical power surges through my veins.
And finally, you will also unlock Dracula's Chestguard in 4 different sets of armor to fit your style. And now that you have defeated Dracula, you will also unlock the Throne of Darkness to start your journey as Emperor of all vampires. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and if you want to see some live content or have any questions about the game, you can always come and visit me at twitch.tv/Churaku. Thank you again very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.